Gambo007 here, bringing you guys another YouTube commentary. Now this is going to be one that a little bit more serious of a topic and something that I really do care a lot about. So before I actually go into what I'm actually going to talk about in this video, I want to guys just to give you guys a little thought about something here for a second. I want you guys to think about just how lucky you actually are to be on this earth right now. And I know it's kind of weird, but like, think about this for a second. Think about how lucky it is that your dad and your mom actually found each other, like, and actually made you, you know? Like, think about how lucky your grandparents are that they met each other and actually, like, had your dad or mom, and then they had you. You know, like, think about how lucky you are that they actually found each other to, like, get together, you know, and boom, there you are, you know, like, or also think about how the millions of other yous there were that, and you are the one that came out. Now, I believe everything happens for a purpose. Everything on this earth happens for a reason, and everyone is here for a reason. And even though it may seem small and insignificant, you still have to do it because there's a reason for everything. Nothing happens just randomly. It just doesn't work out that way, you know? Like, and like, even as bad as some like these terrorist attacks are and stuff, it does happen for a reason. It may not be a good reason, but it may happen for a reason, you know. And I hate to say that for some instances, but it does happen for a reason, and there's a reason behind everything. So before you guys, so when you think about this next topic, think about that for me, would you? Now, for this topic, I'm going to be talking about something that I care a lot about, which is actually bullying. Now, recently I had looked up, I was looking through some of the Fine Bros videos, and I came across the teenagers react to bullying, and it was actually the Amanda Todd video. Now, if you guys don't know about the Amanda Todd video, it was a girl who had been bullied throughout school. It all started with her on a web chat with someone, with a bunch of people, and they like were egging her on, telling her how beautiful she was, and they actually took a picture of her boobs when they asked her to flash them, and a year later they actually appeared, the cops had actually appeared in front of her house, and they came to talk to her about what happened that night. And actually the dude that actually took the picture came back and made a Facebook page with her boobs as the profile picture of that YouTube page, and he just basically, it was just like a hate page, and they were talking about like how much of a slut she was and how much of a bad person she was when she made one mistake. And eventually there was a guy that came around that actually seemed like a good guy, you know, especially after she had switched schools a couple times just to get away from all those people. There was a guy that came around that actually seemed like a good guy, so she trusted him, and eventually they ended up having sex one night, and he went back to school and told everyone, including his girlfriend, and his girlfriend and 15 other people, including him, came and beat her within an inch of her life, and called her the whole time just terrible names, and she had, when she finally got away, she went and hid in a ditch, and her dad finally found her. And I know he took her home, and she tried to drink bleach that night, and it was just an all-around terrible situation. And eventually, she had actually said in the video she didn't really have any friends. She didn't have anyone to talk to about this. She felt like she had no one, and that's just a terrible situation to be in. And I hate when people think about, like, when people are like that, you know, because, you know, she's not the only one. And, you know, there's so many people out there that bullied every day. And for a second, I want you guys to look at this picture right here. This is a picture of Amanda Todd before everything had happened. And just look for that picture for a second and think about how a girl like that could be bullied, you know? Like, she seems like one of those girls that had everything going for her, you know? That had, she's a beautiful girl, and she had a future ahead of her, and that got taken away from her with bullies. So when you guys think about Amanda Todd, I want you guys to think about that, you know, how she had so much, she had a future, and that all got taken away from her because of bullies. Now, that's not the only reason why I made this video. I made this video to tell all of you guys that, you know, you're not, for everyone watching this that gets bullied on a daily basis, you're not alone, okay? There are people out there that get bullied just like you do, okay? And as bad as it may sound, you're really not alone, you know? And even some of the people that seems like they have everything going for them, that seems like they're happy on the outside, they're actually dying on the inside, you know? And that might seem a little weird to say, but they really are, you know? And believe it or not, I am actually one of the people that had gotten bullied and still continues to get bullied to this day by multiple people that, you know, and I don't really tell people a lot about this because I don't want people to think about me in that way, but I really do. Now, I know on my YouTube page it's mostly gaming and me just messing around, but really in the actuality I do care about what I do, and a lot of people don't realize that, I guess you could say. And I just wanted to make this to get the word out there about bullying, you know, like, so that's why I thought, you know, maybe I'd share my story with you, and you would, you know, think about that sort of thing. So like with me growing up personally, I had moved to my new school in first grade, and I had kind of become friends with a lot of people, you know, like a lot of the guys, and it just kind of ended up that when we got to high school, we were all like some of the best athletes in the school, and like we all just, you know, we all just kind of succeeded in that area, in that respect. And it was because of that I guess we became kind of the popular crowd, so to speak. Well, however you say popular, I don't really believe in that somewhat, but you know, it's just how it kind of worked out. And with that came, you know, a lot of other things. But with me personally, growing up, it was fun, you know, I had a lot of fun with my friends, but like a lot of them, you know, I was always one of the kids that got mocked, picked on, you know, that sort of thing. I was kind of like I was kind of like the ongoing joke, you know, but that really didn't bother me until high school hit, you know, because unfortunately I was in such a small school that I was seen as, I don't know, like whatever I did wrong, I was then looked at as that, and I was picked on because of that. And unfortunately, that seemed to happen. That just happened, and I suffered because of that. Even got so bad to the point even my principal recognized it, and he called me down to the office one day, and he said, "Hey, why are you're one of like the leaders. I look at you as one of the leaders of the school, and you are walking around with your head down and hands in your pockets like something's always wrong, and you know what's wrong." And I told him everything, and he had said that he wanted to help me help us stop with like the bullies and stuff. And I said, no, don't worry about it. Anything that you would do would just end up making it worse for me, and I don't want that to happen. So I pushed on, you know, and I made it through high school, and I'm in college, and you know, in the end, I realized that high school, as much as it may suck sometimes, it's just another stepping stone in your life, and don't let it rule you. I know that things may be bad, but don't worry about that, you know. Just keep on pushing through in life, and life will get better for you, believe it or not. And like, sometimes for people, especially for some of the smarter people that did well in high school, that never got any bad grades or whatever, believe it or not, they are actually some of the biggest people that actually do that, like that commit like suicide and that sort of stuff, because they have had such good grades in the past and done so well in school that they get to college and they don't do that well, you know, that they tend to suffer because of that, and they think that because of that they can't go back home because they've done so well, that it's not even that they'll just go home and be seen as not as smart, or their parents be mad at them because they didn't pull a complete 4.0 at college. College is not easy, you know, especially some of those harder, bigger schools. They're not easy. The profs don't care about you. They really don't. And in the end, you're just a number. You're seen as just a number. But in the end, when you're done with college, you'll be successful. And you know, people don't look at that, you know. People don't look for the bigger goals in life when they're in high school and that sort of thing, or middle school. And you know, I had always tried to, throughout my life, I had always tried to help people, you know, and be one of those nice guys that always wanted to help people and that sort of thing. And sometimes I was picked on even about that, you know. Like, I had always been friends with everyone, and unfortunately things always didn't go as well as I had hoped for a lot of the stuff. But I want you guys to think about something for a second. Think about all those people out there that, you know, get bullied on a daily basis, and how they feel like they don't have anyone. But in actuality, sometimes they do, you know. And for those of you watching it who do get bullied, you do have people in your life that do care about you. You know, you have people that, you know, would, at the drop of a hat, would do anything for you, including, you know, like maybe moving schools or that sort of thing. Like your parents, you know. Believe it or not, your parents do care about you and do care what happens to you. And you know, maybe in your life your parents are never cause of the problem. Well, then think about maybe your grandparents, you know. Think about how much they treasure you, you know. They treasure you as a grandchild, as another part of their flesh and blood. I know my grandparents would do anything for me. Would literally, as the drop of a hat, do anything for me. And that's good to have, you know. But sometimes your grandparents aren't there for you. Sometimes your aunt and uncles aren't there for you. Sometimes your parents aren't there for you. Sometimes your siblings aren't there for you. And sometimes even your friends aren't there for you. and you feel like you have no one to turn to. So that's why, if you've actually made it to the end of this video, I want you guys to do me a big favor here. I am willing to talk to anyone that needs it and be a friend to anyone that needs it. So I need you guys to go on my, let's say, my Facebook page and, you know, share this video. You know, please just share this video, and maybe someone else, even if you don't feel this way, even if you don't get bullied, I want you guys to go and share this video, and so that maybe someone else who watches this can then, you know, like, can then get the help. And I will personally be willing to help any single person out there that needs it. You know, go on Twitter and retweet this. Retweet my link on Twitter, or share this on Twitter, you know, or do whatever you need to do to, you know, get this out there. I want this video to, you know, to be something that helps people. You know, I want to be that person that can help people. And I know that maybe some people might be scared to start talking to me about some of their issues, but literally I am someone who can be trusted with anything. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your story is. I will listen to you. I will literally be that person that will listen to you and help you out no matter what. That's why I'm not gonna ask for a subscribe for this video, because obviously that's not what this video is about. And I'm not gonna ask for really anything else from you guys besides possibly a like to get this to, maybe if you have any followers, maybe they can actually, you know, watch this and be like, wow, you know, maybe they can watch this and be like, I actually have someone to talk to now about my problems, about some of the things that I'm going through, you know. And you know, if I can help, so one of the things that I always have thought of, that I have always lived by, is if I can help one person, if I can save one life, then my life has been worth it, you know. Then maybe maybe this is something that I have to do not that I have to do, that I want to do, and maybe this is why I'm here. Maybe this is what I'm meant to do. So if you would, you know, comment on this video, tell me about your story and what you want. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, message me or direct message me on Twitter, or post on my wall. Maybe, I don't know if you can do that, but post on my Facebook wall, or, you know, message me on Facebook. You know, just do whatever you have to do to actually, you know, to feel like you are worth something, because each and every person on this earth is worth something. Believe it or not, you are worth something, and you are here for a reason. And I don't want you to leave this earth. You know, I don't want any person to leave this earth because of bullying, or because of a suicide, or whatever. You know, I don't want that. And if this video can help, then that would make me so much happier, you know. And so if you please would just find in your hearts to, and I'm sorry about how long this video is, but just find in your hearts to actually, you know, retweet or share or whatever with this video, so then everyone can find this, and everyone can have someone to talk to, and everyone can have a friend, you know. So thank you guys for watching this video, and in the end, if anyone is watching this and is still laughing at me at this point, some of my haters, really everyone has haters, and I know that I'm one of them. And if you're laughing at me or this video right now, then honestly, if you can't grow up and continue to be childish, then you're not even worth my time. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys later.
You've got a warm heart, you've got a beautiful brain, but it's disintegrating. when you